The way they are going now, truly.
Yes. So there's a possibility you may not be a candidate based on how...
Not even a candidate. I might not even be alive. I'm telling you. Every single thing I do for a living, this government is frustrating it. Deliberately so. Everything. So there's even possibility if they have opportunity, I will not be alive.
The political atmosphere in Nigeria is becoming increasingly tense as the race toward the 2027 general election gathers momentum. Former Vice President and African Democratic Congress, ADC, presidential candidate, Atiku Abubakar, has issued one of his strongest warnings yet to the federal government. His message was direct. Nothing must happen to Peter Obi. But why did Atiku make such a strong statement? What prompted him to publicly demand protection for Peter Obi? Why did he also call for the release of former Kaduna State Governor Nasir El-Rufai? And what could these developments mean for Nigeria's democracy and the 2027 presidential election? In today's video, we'll break down Atiku's statement, the political context behind it, the possible reasons for his warning, and the potential impact on Nigeria's political landscape. Speaking through his senior special assistant on public communication, Frank Shebu, Atiku Abubakar said the federal government has a constitutional responsibility to guarantee the safety of every Nigerian, especially opposition leaders. He specifically mentioned Peter Obi, saying that democracy cannot survive if opposition politicians begin to fear for their lives or their political future. According to Atiku, nothing must happen to Peter Obi. An injury to one is an injury to all. Asterisk. He argued that whenever one opposition leader is intimidated, it sends fear across the entire political opposition and weakens democratic institutions. For Atiku, democracy is not measured by how powerful the government is. Instead, it is measured by how well it protects those who disagree with the government. There are several reasons behind Atiku's statement. The immediate trigger appears to be Peter Obi's recent interview in which he claimed he was uncertain whether he would even be alive to contest the 2027 presidential election.
The thing I do for a living, this government is frustrating it. Deliberately so. Everything. So there's even possibility if they have opportunity, I will not be alive.
Oh wow, that's a big...
It's an accusation. I know I get frustration every day because you do things that you think they will be normal. It is not normal any longer. They won't come directly and say, oh, we're doing this, but you could see their hand in virtually everything.
So the government is attacking you personally?
They're attacking everybody who is in opposition personally.
Right.
I am being attacked personally.
Obi also alleged that the current administration was targeting his business interests. Those comments generated significant political debate across the country. Rather than dismissing those concerns, Atiku chose to publicly back Obi, arguing that the government should reassure opposition leaders instead of attacking them politically. Nigeria is already entering an early campaign season. Political alliances are forming. Opposition parties are reorganizing. Government officials are defending their policies. As elections draw closer, political rhetoric naturally becomes more intense. Atiku appears to believe that during such periods, the government has an even greater responsibility to ensure that every political actor can participate freely without fear. Atiku's statement goes beyond Peter Obi as an individual. His broader argument is about protecting Nigeria's democratic system. He believes that when opposition figures feel threatened, public confidence in democracy may decline.
Whether one agrees with him or not, his position is that strong democracies are built on political competition, freedom of expression, and equal protection under the law. Another major part of Atiku's statement focused on former Kaduna State Governor Nasir El-Rufai. Atiku called for El-Rufai's immediate release, arguing that every Nigerian deserves due process, equal protection under the law, and the presumption of innocence until proven guilty by a competent court. According to Atiku, justice should never appear selective or politically motivated. He maintained that constitutional rights must apply equally to everyone, regardless of political affiliation. Atiku also criticized how the presidency has responded to opposition figures. He argued that instead of responding with personal attacks or harsh political language, government officials should answer criticism with facts, transparency, and statesmanship. According to him, government earned public trust through accountability, openness, and effective governance, not through political confrontation. He warned that a government that spends more time attacking critics than solving national problems risks creating the impression that political survival has become more important than governance. Atiku insisted that Nigeria's real enemies are not opposition politicians. He listed several issues he believes deserve greater government attention. He pointed to insecurity, kidnapping, poverty, hunger, corruption, unemployment, and the rising cost of living as the major problems facing ordinary Nigerians. He also highlighted the plight of school children, teachers, and other Nigerians still being held by kidnappers, arguing that rescuing them should be a higher national priority than political disputes. Atiku's statement could have several political implications. By publicly defending Peter Obi and speaking on behalf of El-Rufai, Atiku appears to be presenting himself as someone willing to defend the rights of opposition politicians regardless of party affiliation. This could encourage greater cooperation among opposition leaders ahead of 2027. The statement also places additional pressure on the federal government. Going forward, every action involving major opposition figures may receive increased public attention and scrutiny from political observers, civil society groups, and the international community. Political messaging often influences how voters interpret events. Supporters of the opposition may see Atiku's statement as a defense of democratic freedoms. Supporters of the government may argue that public institutions remain committed to the rule of law and that legal actions should not automatically be viewed as politically motivated. Ultimately, Nigerians will continue to evaluate these competing narratives as the election approaches. Statements like this also suggest that the political atmosphere ahead of the 2027 election may become increasingly competitive.
Major political figures are already positioning themselves. Public debates over governance, security, the economy, and democratic freedoms are likely to become even more prominent. It is important to note that the federal government has consistently maintained that all its actions are guided by the rule of law. Government officials have repeatedly stated that no individual is above the law, regardless of political affiliation, and have rejected suggestions that lawful actions are targeted at opposition figures. This remains the government's publicly stated position. Whether one agrees with Atiku Abubakar's position or not, his statement has added another significant chapter to Nigeria's evolving political landscape. As the countdown to the 2027 general election continues, debates over political freedom, democratic institutions, national security, and governance are expected to intensify. One thing is certain. The coming months will likely see even more political realignments, stronger rhetoric, and closer public attention on how government and opposition leaders engage with one another. The decisions made during this period could have lasting consequences for Nigeria's democracy and the credibility of its electoral process. What do you think? Do you believe Atiku's warning is a necessary call to protect Nigeria's democracy, or is it simply part of the growing political contest ahead of the 2027 elections? Share your opinion in the comments below. If you enjoyed this analysis, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss our latest political updates.
Third party in
And
Nigeria.
the matter is now in court.
Yes.
Right. Because the reason that you gave in public for leaving the ADC is that the current ruling party is trying to frustrate opposition parties. So how did the NDC still fall into the same pit that you ran away from the ADC for?
The same thing I said before. That the current ruling party is actually trying to destroy democracy. Not just opposition, to destroy the entire thing.
So that there's no opposition.
Not just that there's no opposition. They're not democratic. They don't want to be. So it's not just destroy opposition, but to destroy the entire democratic system.